Hi guys! So today's video is going to be how to be an infant teacher 101 at home. So a lot of the times I think parents are thinking, what do I do with my infant at home? So today we're going to talk about the things that you probably already do and how to just juice them up. So we'll start by just your language and the verbiage that you use around the house. Make sure that you're describing things, or well, not so much even describing things yet, but just giving them words to things. So if you're in the refrigerator, I'm gonna open the refrigerator. I wonder what I can find in here. A tomato. And when you say tomato, make sure you turn around and you show them. And maybe they can feel it because there's curiosity now, and now it's getting close. Sometimes when they're younger, you don't want to put food or anything too close to them because they might be afraid of it because they don't know what it is yet. But once you know that they're comfortable with objects and just things, and they know that they're safe, as they develop, you're going to start to see that they're more interested once they become more aware of their body, because when they're little, like I said, they're like floating heads. They don't know that they have a body at the beginning. And as the concept starts to grow, then the interest starts to grow, and then they realize, I've got hands. And that's where that playing with their hands, putting their feet in their mouth, it's all now, it's just, they want sensory, they want to know more. So let's give them more. Objects, pictures for things outside of the home, especially right now that we're not able to go out so much. Really just showing them videos about animals. Make sure that it's just them in their habitat and nothing too wild, because it's already a lot of input if you need a little bit of downtime, but really working with what you have at home. I would do colors, count. I would just count. I would sing the ABCs. You think that they're too little, but they're just listening. All their senses are on. They want to know, they want to see, they want to feel. So give them all of that. Fruits and vegetables are great, because even if they just make sure you wash them really well. When they put them close to their mouth, they're going to want to taste it. They're going to want all of it. They want everything. They want to taste it. They want to feel it. They want to smell it. They want to know it. So give them materials that they can know that are safe for them, that you know that they can get that input. Once they get older and start realizing utilizing their hands and their feet, then when my kids were little, I went out and I got it's like an inflatable roller. I feel like they're out a lot more. It took me, I had to go to all these stores. I think I ended up getting it at TJ Maxx or something. But anyway, a roller, and I realize now that we have you can get a big kids ball too, because you're going to be in control the whole time. And what you want to do is you want to put them on their tummies and roll them and have their toes, their tippy toes. You don't want them to put weight on their feet, but you want the tippy toes to touch the ground. Just tap, because eventually they're going to start pushing off with their toes because they're feeling the ground on their feet. And I don't know if we think about this or not, but when they're on their tummies, because they can't carry their weight and there's no help, they really have no sensory input on their feet. And that's going to be a big deal when they're ready to start walking. So you're already giving them, and it's extra sensory input. I would stick their feet in paint, and that stuff is always fun. Finger painting. There's so many online recipes to make edible paint. I would totally do that. Even just giving them applesauce and letting them get messy. I feel like all those things you kind of see and you kind of hear about. So I don't want to touch too much on that. I want to give you all the extra stuff. Over enunciating, I would put my finger to my mouth every time I wanted my baby to hear a clear enunciation of the word, especially if you hear them goo goo gagaing back. They're interested. They want to hear that. So give it to them. Tomato. I know you feel silly, but you know what? You're at home with your kid and it's for them. So give it all to them. Anything you're doing, they're your hangout buddy anyway. So make sure that while you're hanging out with them, you're also actively engaging them and making sure that you're just sharing your world with them, because the faster they become aware of the world they're in, the faster they're going to start engaging and pulling and asking. The language, they're going to want to bring their language out because they want to know, and maybe what you're sharing with them maybe is not enough. So all of that, it all pairs hand in hand with their development. From the minute they're born all the way through. I mean, I've only experienced up until 8 years old, but even that, I'm really successful with my 8-year-old, I feel, because I gave him those building blocks from before. Even when we argue, it's like, hey, dude, I don't know what to tell you. It's my job as a mom to make sure I stop the behavior. How else am I supposed to stop it? If using my words is not working, then I'm going to have to take it. And you're going to have to find other things to work on. I mean, right now, that's kind of our struggle. But we'll post later on that. If you have older kids, plug into that too. So I hope this was helpful. I tried to put out as much as I could. Like I said, I feel like the generic stuff is already out there. I just kind of wanted to give you tools that you could use, that we use in the classroom for your home. Oh, I almost forgot, and this one is a good one. When you have your changing table, I know that you're used to putting mobiles in the crib, but when you're changing them is a perfect time to use it to talk to them, especially if you're working at home and, you know, it's tough. That's why you send them to school, because they're constantly giving them the attention that they need, or we're constantly giving them the attention that they need. Now you have to work and balance being an infant teacher. So as much as you want to constantly be engaged, it's not really possible sometimes, right? So giving them the moments that you have to and kind of doubling up on the stimulation is awesome. So you can even just hang, I mean, there's a Dollar King around here, and I get lanterns, and they're small, and you can put up primary colors, just yellow. You don't want to overstimulate them. Yellow, blue, and red, and just point them out every time. If you want to get really creative, I mean, it's really not even too much work. Get a little index card and cut it into, we'll make it big enough so that the child can see, because you know their vision is not as strong when they're little. It's not as sharp. So make it fairly big, and you write the color, you write the name of the color on the card. So if you have a red lantern, you're going to write red in red marker and big and caps so that it really catches the attention. And that just gives them the visual stimulation, because they're going to be on the changing table till around 1.5, 2 years old, maybe more, maybe less. Every kid is different. But you can change the colors. Once they get older, you can turn it into animal pictures. I mean, anything to just get that you can start the conversation based on them looking up and being like, hey, which one's the red one? And you're changing their diaper. Hey, did you know that the zebra is black and white and it looks like a horse? I mean, actually, that's not even a good fact, but come up with a good fact. Don't do what I did. But you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, just really pull from what you know and share it, because that's what it's all about. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, ask me below and then I'll touch on it. If you like what you see, subscribe or like. It helps me build my base, and hopefully I can keep doing this because I really like it. It's really fun, and like I said, I feel like I can really help parents at home develop their babies, not exactly like we would in our preschool, but at least give you the tools, maybe something you pulled from this that's helpful, that will make being in quarantine a little bit easier. Bye.